What's going on YouTube? Welcome to the channel. This is Lone Wolf, and in this video we're gonna talk about how to deal damage as a marksmanship hunter. Let's do this. Like I said, in this video we're gonna be talking about how to deal damage as an MM hunter. It's very easy, but there's a lot of nuance when taking into consideration all the different ways that you can deal damage, all right? But we're gonna get into the priority, all right? Because we don't have a rotation, we have a priority.
Now for a quick visual on MM Hunter damage priority, take a look at this, all right? So it's kill shot, explosive shot, aim shot, rapid fire, precise shots, steady shots, and lastly, your raw arcane shots, all right? That is the priority list. There's no set rotation. You just wanna keep in mind what cooldowns you have, what are coming up, your positioning, what the enemy team is doing, etc., etc.
At the top of the priority list, it is kill shot. Kill shot is your main, highest priority ability. That's an obvious thing to say, is an obvious thing to notice, but I just want to put it out there, and there's a couple reasons for that. Reasons are, kill shot only costs 10 focus. It deals a moderate amount of damage, and when it critically strikes, it does 25% bonus damage. Okay, so sure, it is kind of weak when you compare it to an arcane shot, but when it crits, it does nice damage, all right? Very comparable to aim shot. So when you see it light up, press it. If you're Benthi or you're using your flayed mark and that shit procs, instant. It takes priority over anything unless you're doing a combination. All right, we're gonna speak a little bit more about combinations later in this video. The next ability on that priority list is explosive shot. All right, explosive shot is up there because it's very similar to kill shot in that it is instant, but it does cost 30 focus and it has a delayed trigger when it deals damage. So as soon as you hit it, it gets on the target, 3 seconds after that, boom, explosion. It is a very interesting ability in the way that it works and how much damage it deals. Aim shot. All right, so the third ability in the priority list is aim shot, all right? The bread and butter of the MM Hunter. Because aim shot, for one, hits like a truck, all right? 2, aim shot has different talents to further facilitate the use of aim shot. And then 3rd, you have to look and create opportunities to use aim shot, all right? And then lastly, aim shot empowers your arcane shot. It can give you a proc of 1 or 2 arcane shots that deal upwards of 80% extra damage, all right? Furthermore, if you're using the Surging Shots Legendary, casting aim shots, Reese has a chance to reset your rapid fire. So lots of synergy within the spec with aim shot. Also, aim shot is the only ability in the Marksmanship Hunter toolkit or damage kit that needs for you to stand still and cast. Everything else, with the exception of sniper shot, but you won't be using sniper shot too often, not like the end of BFA. And if you are interested in using sniper shot, and it kind of goes hand in hand with aim shot, you can check out my video where I talk about just sniper shot. And here's the link. Now let's talk about rapid fire. Rapid fire is an interesting ability. It's an ability that is channeled spell. It does 7 shots, gives you focus, and deals a substantial amount of damage, which can be buffed with certain talents and legendaries. If you add talents such as Streamline, and you add the legendary surging shots and a double tap, your rapid fire non-crit just on the tooltip at the bottom, and if you use the trinkets on top of that and have any external buffs come in, the highest channeled ability in the fucking game, by far. All right. Another thing to note about rapid fire is that you can cast it, and if the enemy goes behind line of sight, it still channels, it still finishes channel, and allows you to do full damage, unless they otherwise mitigate it with defensives or utility. When you use it in tandem with Streamline, the talent, the moment you press rapid fire, you gain the buff Streamline that allows your next aim shot to be casted 30% faster, which is massive when taking into considerations your damage combinations. All right, and that goes for regular gameplay, regular rotation, regular priority, and burst priority. Things to note about rapid fire. Rapid fire is an ability that while you want to use as much as possible, it is also highly valuable to hold it for your goals.
Reason for this is that rapid fire is on a 20-second cooldown and your freezing trap is on a 25-second cooldown. So if you can hold down for 5 seconds and do a setup where you freeze trap or do cross CC, holding onto that rapid fire allows you to put out an aim shot into a rapid fire, into another aim shot, etc., etc.
All right, so the next ability on the priority list is precise shots buffed arcane shot. Now, there is a lot of nuance when it comes to these precise shots, and it all comes down to who you're hitting, how often can you hit them, are they gonna be in line of sight within the next few seconds, what type of armor do they have, and how much focus you have. But there is nuance. There is nuance. There are times that you're just gonna have to use double aim shots, and using a precise shot after those aim shots can be okay if you have enough focus. So the next ability we want to talk about in the priority list is steady shot. All right, and steady shot, it is a very important ability in your rotation. It is at times your most important ability. The balancing of focus as a mem hunter is as valuable as the damages you deal, because without that focus you ain't gonna do jack shit damage. All right, you need focus to perform. You need to have the awareness and the understanding of how to balance your focus. All right, and lastly, at the bottom of the list of the priorities is arcane shot, unbuffed, just a raw arcane shot. That spell you do not want to cast when it is not buffed by precise shots. Now, that doesn't mean that it is very bad to use it. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't use it. What it means is always look out for other abilities that can use before that arcane shot, all right? Always. Because if you're using arcane shot, you're using up focus. And if you're using up focus, especially on an ability that doesn't do that much damage to begin with, you might end up focus starved and not be able to commit damage. All right, so in this part of the video, I want to talk to you guys about using these abilities all in tandem while doing regular gameplay, all right? Not during your burst, not during setup, all right? Now, if you're new to the Marksmanship Hunter, then just use your abilities on cooldown. Every single ability. That is gonna be by far your biggest priority. Now, as you scale, then the next thing is balancing your focus, okay? Now, what does it mean as an MM Hunter to balance your focus? Explosive shot is about to come off cooldown. Have enough focus for it. It's having an awareness and an understanding of using your abilities at all times without hindrance of your focus, all right? It is possible. And I know there's gonna be people who's like, I don't wanna cast steady shot or whatever. It's not about casting steady shot. It is about balancing your focus. So, after the sense of progression of using your abilities and then balancing your focus, then comes combinations. Combinations is the next step in progression. So now you're curious, what the hell is a combination? You've been talking about it from the beginning. You've been mentioning it all the time. What's combinations? And that is the beauty. Combinations is literally the combinations of abilities to deal as much damage as possible during 3 globals. All right, it can be more globals, but 3 globals is that bread and butter for the Marksmanship Hunter. So basically, combinations is using an explosive shot into an aim shot into an arcane shot. Explosive shot into a rapid fire into a lock and load proc into an arcane shot. A combinations is just using your abilities in a way that deals the most amount of damage during the shortest amount of time, all right? And a lot of it is gonna deal with using explosive shot in tandem with your aim shot, your rapid fire, and arcane shot. Well, like, what abilities allow me to do these type of combinations? And for that, there are plenty. There are plenty. The MM Hunter spec is filled with abilities that allow you to either continue kiting or continue dealing damage. All right? So for example, bursting shot gives a gap between you and the target, and it slows the target for 3 seconds. So what you can do is bursting shot into explosive into an aim shot and finish it off with an arcane shot. All right, you can finish it off with a scatter shot and hit him with another aim shot, but it all depends on you knowing your enemy at that point. But let's continue with the abilities to allow you to do these type of combinations, okay? Scatter shot is another one, like we said. Explosive trap into a concussive, into an explosive, into an aim shot, okay? And if you don't have I'm gonna mention this now so I don't have to keep repeating it later on. If for any reason you're not capable or you cannot use aim shot, then replace that aim shot with a rapid fire. Another way you can use this combination is by using a disengage into a concussive, into an explosive, into an aim shot rapid fire, into arcane shot, kill shot, whatever it is that the priority has for you, okay? And then probably one of the most important abilities that will help you do massive amounts of combinations, let alone damage, is binding shot. Binding shot is an 8-second route, and if they have no way to get out of that, you can just continuously deal damage on that target. But most importantly, deal the most amount of damage during the shortest period of time. All right, if that looks like burst, then use your burst. If it looks like explosive shot combination, then that's what it's gonna have to be. All right. One thing to know, guys, is Venthyr is a lot more deadlier when dealing with normal gameplay type damage. Your kill shots is just gonna be doing bonkers stuff. Bonkers. So the next thing we're gonna talk about, burst, baby. How to deal burst damage, how to curl your targets ASAP. Now, fortunately, bursting as an MM hunter is relatively easy. And that is because you will always do the same few things at all times, okay? Or to deal bursting that. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys a couple of ways to deal burst damage as an MM hunter, all right? There is one best way, all right? And the best way to deal burst damage is to fish for a lock and load proc. Fish for a lock and load proc, double tap, resonating arrow, explosive shot, rapid fire. And right before rapid fire, finish casting, you clip it, use your lock and load proc, and you will shoot 2 aim shots. That is the most amount of damage that you can deal as a marksmanship hunter, by far. Okay? Especially if you're using the Surging Shots Legendary. If you do get a lock and load proc, I do recommend not using your true shot at the end of that burst damage. Why? True shot is strong. Now, a lot of MM hunters love to use the true shot immediately after that double tap rapid fire. And I'm gonna tell you, as a Kyrian hunter, if you don't get that kill during that burst, then it is very improbable that you will. Just wait on it. But that also goes with the whole thing of practicing, playing, understanding, etc., etc. Another nice way to set up is if you're not using your explosive shot, you're using careful aim. And obviously you want to use careful aim on targets with low armor, such as clothies, such as leather wearers, and also hunters. Not necessarily shaman, because I feel like shaman have a lot of ways to mitigate damage, but 100% you want to save careful aim for those low armor targets. But the setup with the careful aim is definitely, you know, the double tap into resonating arrow, into a true shot, aim shot, rapid fire, arcane shot. That was a good little bike ride. But obviously we've been talking about a lot of resonating arrow. And the other covenants is just replacing resonating arrow with their corresponding ability. Now for Venthyr, For the most part, you just want to continue using your flayed mark on a target that cannot dispel it, dispel bleeds. But when it comes to Death Chakrams or Necrolord, you want to use it on cooldown, but you also want to line it up, hold Death Chakram for your burst abilities, or hold your burst abilities for your Death Chakram. Alright, and obviously this is all circumstantial, but at the end of the day, you want to create opportunities that you can do the most maximum amount of damage while you're off target or whatever is in crowd control or whatever may have you. That doesn't mean that at all times that they have to be under a CC. A lot of times you can deal all this damage as an MM Hunter, in turn also get a lot of cooldowns from the enemy. Okay, that is by far the most important thing, is to get as many cooldowns as possible from an enemy. But at the same time, like I said, the more you use your CCs, the more cooldowns, the stronger cooldowns are going to be used in order to gain that upper hand. When it comes to Knife A is a very interesting covenant for MM Hunter. It gives you the hardest hitting abilities, and during your regular goals, it's not as strong as Venthyr, probably nowhere near as strong, but it is stronger than the other covenants. And that's because your main burst cooldown is on a 2-minute CD. While Spirits, you use it when the target's controlled, they can't move, and good luck from there. For those of you who are curious, I do ride bike. I enjoy it. I ride it on an almost daily basis for exercise and for meditation, and it's just awesome. I love the pump of the bike, so it's pretty cool to just bring you guys along on the ride. All right, definitely let me know if you enjoy bike riding down in the comments. All right, so I want to thank you guys for watching this video. It was fun to make. I didn't want to look like, the usual, being in the house and in that little box. I just wanted to do something new, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely give the video a like, subscribe for more videos, and with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next. Peace.